Hello, everyone. My name is ELESEA VILLEGAS, and I'm excited to share our work on developing longitudinal rotations, enhancing clinical education in rural settings. This project represents a collaborative effort by our team at the Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center Physician Assistant Program, and I'm proud to present it on behalf of my co-authors, Lori Benninghoff, Dana LaValle, Caitlin Preble, and Christina Robom-Levitt. Before I begin this presentation, I would first like to acknowledge that this project is supported by the Health Resources and Services Administration of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services as part of an award of $1,547,919 with 0% finance with non-governmental sources. The contents of this poster presentation are those of the authors and do not necessarily represent the official views of, nor an endorsement by HRSA, HHS, or the U.S. government. I want to begin our presentation by providing some background information. Those in healthcare understand that clinical education is crucial in shaping the future healthcare workforce. This is particularly true for underserved and rural areas where access to care can oftentimes be limited. Our PA program, which is based in West Texas, is working diligently to address this gap in healthcare by creating longitudinal rotations specifically in our surrounding rural communities. Many of these areas are recognized by HRSA as being either medically underserved and or healthcare provider shortage areas. This further emphasizes the need for healthcare providers within these rural areas. With approximately 20% of the U.S. population living in rural regions, there's an urgent need to increase the number of healthcare providers within these areas. In response to this, our program developed rural longitudinal rotations. These rotations are designed to equip our students with the skills and experiences necessary to thrive in primary care and rural practice. The purpose of this project is to evaluate the development and effectiveness of rural longitudinal rotations and better preparing PA students for practice in both rural and primary care settings. We were able to accomplish our transition to longitudinal rotations through a grant we received from the HRSA. This grant allowed us to collaborate closely with rural healthcare providers and hospital administrators. Together, we were able to identify and secure rural clinical sites for extended student placements. This collaboration was key to providing our students with comprehensive learning experiences. In addition, flexibility was built into these rotations in order to schedule our examinations at a time that the student deemed necessary, rather than following our traditional exam schedule. To measure the success of these rotations, we used the HRSA Longitudinal Rotations Student Post Survey, which captured student feedback on their preparedness for rural practice, the impact of their clinical skills and medical knowledge, and their understanding of social determinants of health in rural areas. We also explored whether these experiences influenced their desire to practice in rural areas after graduation. As seen in Figure 1, our results over the past 3 years show that student participation in rural longitudinal rotations has increased significantly from 6 students to being able to support 14 students in the most recent years. Interestingly, while the number of sites increased in the first 2 years from 5 participating sites to 8 participating sites, it remained stable in the third year, despite the increase in students that we had. This indicates that more sites who participated in our program from years 1 and 2 were willing to accept additional students from previous years. This is a positive trend that we are very excited to see, and we hope it continues in the future. If you would turn your attention to Figure 2, this data reflects survey results collected from students who participated in the first cohort of rural longitudinal rotations. Our second cohort completed their rotations this month, and we are currently in the process of retrieving data from this class. We don't have any data from year 3 either, considering that this cohort began their clinical year this month, and none of these students have completed their rural longitudinal rotations to date. However, after reviewing the results from this first cohort of students, their participation in rural longitudinal rotations revealed some encouraging outcomes. 80% of students felt that these rural longitudinal rotations significantly improved their preparedness for rural practice, and not only rural settings alone, but also primary care settings. Moreover, our flexible exam scheduling was a resounding success, with 100% of students either agreeing or strongly agreeing that it positively impacted their preparedness for examinations. Perhaps most importantly, 100% of students strongly agreed that the extended rotations deepened their understanding of rural social determinants of health, which truly enriched their educational experience. In conclusion, transitioning to rural longitudinal rotations represents a significant advancement in the clinical education of our PA students, particularly in rural environments. By extending the duration of these rotations and offering greater flexibility, we're providing a more comprehensive and personalized learning experience. This ongoing collaboration among our program, rural healthcare providers, and other stakeholders is critical in the success of this initiative. As we continue to refine and expand these rotations, we believe there's a great potential to further enhance clinical education and ultimately contribute to the delivery of high quality healthcare in rural areas. We want to thank you for your time. And if you have any questions, please let us know. We are happy to answer those for you. Thank you.